Call 1-800-588-3900 for your free rate quote. One call could save hundreds of dollars, so call 1-800-588-3900.
Now you have 5 more reasons to watch this channel.
What?
Because Disney's Doug is on 5 times a week.
Yes!
Disney's Doug, right here.
From Hollywood.
The only Icarus. Catch him if you can on Disney's Hercules, the TV show.
Weekday mornings at 7 on KCAL.
Avast, you scurvy devils!
We have to think of some way to get that map.
We've been too quiet for too long.
He's kind of busy right now, having a sword fight to the death.
Take that and that. This is it, Zero. This is it.
It's a real treasure chest, Pug.
Arg, mateys!
Hi, I'm Charlie. Those are my new friends, Pug and Zero. They're time travelers, quantum surfers, and they're stuck in our world because of a little thing I invented called the Exploragizer.
Now this is quantum surfing.
Last one out is a rotten egg.
Speaking of rotten eggs, what's that funny smell?
I think it's you, Pug.
That's not me. It smells like seaweed, dead fish, and dirty sweat socks. Maybe it is me. Woohoo! Wow, what a landing. Are you okay, Zero?
What?
I said, get that thing out of your ear. There. Now can you hear me?
What?
Hold on. I think I see the problem. I know you had rocks in your head. Is that better?
Much better.
Wait a minute, I think I see something else.
Oh.
No, we don't know when to stop.
Ooh. Hey, put that back. Where do you think I get all my bright ideas?
Oh, sorry.
Thanks, pal. Hey, where are we?
Well, take a look around. We're obviously at the North Pole.
The North Pole?
South of the border?
I don't think so.
Up the river.
No.
Hey, how many answers are you gonna let me give you anyway?
As many as it takes.
To do what?
Drive you crazy?
That happened at Fade In. Pug and Zero crashed through the sails.
Well, break time's over. What say we check things out?
Right behind you, Magellan.
Yikes!
Avast, you scurvy devils! Arg! Arg!
Arg?
Arg!
Oh, arg.
What am I doing? You devilish knaves, who be you anyway?
We were about to ask the same of ye. Yai. Yo, yum.
I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Who be ye?
Pug, why are you talking so funny?
I don't know. Captain Kidd here started it.
Kid. That land lover. I knew him when he was just Captain Baby.
Really?
He's all hype. I just think he's got a really great PR department.
We feel the same way about the Muppets.
Ooh, I hate puppets.
Me too, Pug.
Ha! So you'll be Pug, eh?
Oh, and I'm Zero.
Well, Stowaways Pug and Zero, welcome aboard the Hawaiian Chieftain.
So who are you?
Yeah.
Who am I? Are you saying you never heard of Blackbeard?
Blackbeard? Oh, sure. He was always getting crazy and losing his head.
Oh. Well, did you ever hear of Calico Jack? How about Long John Silver?
Ooh, I had fish sticks at Long John Silver's.
Those guys were the meanest, toughest, scariest pirates to ever sail the seven seas.
So what's your pirate name? Snake Eyes? Three Fingers McGee? Cutthroat Gus?
You can call me Pirate Bob.
Whoa! Pirate Bob!
Bob! Pirate Bob! You're joking, right?
Look, I didn't ask for that name. Me sainted mom gave it to me.
Ha! Well then, I'm Pirate Pug, and this be my esteemed colleague, Pirate Zero.
Arg, matey!
Yo-ho-ho, and blow the man down.
Arg! Scoundrels and dogs. I like your attitude. Welcome aboard.
So, Captain, what's on the agenda for today? A little shuffleboard?
Macarena lessons?
Well, you're in luck. For today, we teach a boatload of lovers all about sailoring, Benson, pirate history. And then, we search for the greatest treasure the world has ever known.
Treasure? As in pirate treasure? Ooh.
It'd be one and the same.
Well, count us in.
Can you really show us how to be pirates?
Aye, that I can. In fact, I've got the one thing two stowaways need most to be pirates on me ship.
A sword?
A wooden leg?
No, these. Here.
Mops!
Now get started.
You know, Zero, I don't think I'm gonna like being a pirate. Hey, Zero, what time is it?
It's time for a commercial.
Don't go away now.
Watch this. These birds are the coolest cats around.
Let's go.
When it comes to taking on bad guys, let's take over the world. How rude. They really got it down.
Quick, after them.
So don't cross a quack,
You really made me mad.
or they'll get tough.
Get away from us, you monster!
Cause they'd rather be playing.
Let's really party!
Just doing duck stuff. Disney's DuckTales.
Weekday mornings at 6:30 on KCAL Live.
Ta-da! You miss me?
Hey, have a nice surf?
Oh, you bet I did. The new thrusters make me the terror of the quantum corridor, the Mario Andretti Jr. of the interdimensional derby, the Han Solo of hyperspace,
The perpetual bragging machine?
Gee, can't a guy be excited?
Scoop, can't a girl tease you?
Oh, I guess so. It's merely a testament to your technical genius.
Well, thanks. But what's up with you? How come you're not with the boys?
Well, I just wanted to check in with you personally now that I can come and go as I please with my own Exploragizer. Besides, I left them right after the elephant stampede.
Elephant stampede? I don't even want to know.
Anyway, I'm sure they made the jump. You should be hearing from them any time now.
Charlie here.
Ahoy there, lass!
Arg! Guys, where are you?
We're aboard a tall ship called the Hawaiian Chieftain, sailing the seven seas.
So you're real sailors this time, huh?
Even better, we're pirates.
Do you need any help?
Nah, stay ashore. There be sea wolves about, and ye can expect no quarter.
Dead men tell no tales.
Are you sure you guys are okay?
Suaves, back to your work.
Oops, we'll check in later. Gotta go.
is Lagonal.
Well, Captain Ian, these be the two stowaways I told you about.
Stowaways? Who you calling a stowaway, you mangy scupper rat?
Yeah.
Settle down, lads. As long as you behave yourselves, pull your weight, and stow your manners, then I guess you'll be welcome aboard this vessel. But watch your step, lads, and you just may learn something.
Oh, we learned how to swab a deck.
I learned how to be seasick.
We swabbed the deck twice.
They'll fit in well enough. Carry on, lads.
So what's next on the old itinerary? Plundering and looting?
How about raiding and pillaging?
Aye. So it's booty you want. So, lads, you've come to the right place. For it's here that we teach a special camp. We teach the ways of the explorers and the pirates that sailed these seas in the late 18th century.
Yeah. Cut to the chase, Barnacle Bill. When do we get to feast our eyes on the treasure?
All in good time. But first, we have to get there. And this map will lead us there rightly enough.
Map?
Aye, the map of Blackbeard himself. I found it in an old steamer trunk, underneath a case of pickled herring. Buried treasure, lads. So let's heave-ho! Ha!
Did you hear that, Zero?
I sure did. He eats pickled herring. Yuck.
No. The treasure map. If we could get our hands on that map, we could get off this tub and find that treasure ourselves.
But how will we get the map?
I've got it. A brilliant idea.
What is it?
That's what we need, a brilliant idea. Oh, I should go to my favorite thinking spot.
You mean?
That's right, the little surface room. Which way to the bathroom?
I'm guessing it's on the poop deck.
Zero.
Just a guess.
Come on.
Jonas here will tend to your instruction. I'll be down below shivering me timbers.
Oh, I get it. He'll be, showing us the ropes. Get it? Showing us the ropes?
Oh, Pug. On land, it's a rope. On a ship, it's a line.
Now, what do you know?
Brace the yards. Shorten the halyards. Prepare to weigh ship.
Okay, boys. First of all, you got your course sail right here. Above that, you got the lower topsail, then the upper topsail, and the raffee, the very top one. You got the mainsail, our biggest sail right there. Takes a lot of rigging to run a ship like this. You got clews to haul them all up, bunts to haul up the center, sheets to haul them all down, ropes everywhere, belaying pins everywhere. You got to be sharp and on your step. Left is port, starboard is right. You got the bow, you got the main deck, the poop deck, and the quarter deck. To work this ship, you gotta be fast, on your feet, you gotta do what you're told and when you're told it. Work hard, do what the captain tells you, and we might even give you 3 meals a day. Any more questions? No? Good. Back to work, everybody.
Come on, Zero. So tell me, do you have any ideas yet?
Oh, sure. I'm bursting with ideas.
Like what? Like what?
Well, if you pull the yolks out of hard-boiled eggs and then stuff them with peanut butter...
Zero! I'm talking about good ideas, about getting that map.
Oh, yeah.
So you do have an idea?
No.
Zero? Okay, then listen. I think our only hope is to become real chummy with these guys. Whatever they do, we do, see? Make them think we're just another couple of swabbies. Then, when no one's looking, we nab that map.
Ooh, I get it. So when they eat...
we eat.
And when they sleep...
we sleep.
And when they work hard and long for an honest day's pay...
We sleep. Let's not get crazy about this now.
Right, right.
Come on, let's go fit in. And remember, real pirate-like, okay?
Got it. Howdy, partners. Let's rope them there doggies.
Zero!
What do you think, Pug?
Amateurs. Why, I could take them with one hook tied behind my back.
Wow. A day's wages as my man, Pirate Pug here, can take you. Blindfolded.
Easy there, Long-Nose Silver. These guys are blindfolded. Zero, are you nuts?
You said whatever they do, we do.
A day's wages? I'll take that action.
Zero, a day's wages?
Like we get paid for this show.
Yeah, you got a point there.
You've been too quiet for too long.
Oh, relax. I mean, they've probably fallen to the bottom of a mine shaft or maybe started a forest fire by now.
Scoop. Hang on, I'm gonna call them. Pug, Zero, come in.
Charlie?
Zero? Where's Pug?
Oh, he's kind of busy right now, having a sword fight to the death.
Take that and that.
What?
Yeah, and I have to admit he's pretty darn good. A real pro.
Yoink! Zero!
Oops. Spoke too soon. Gotta go.
Zero!
Zero! Great. Now what are we gonna do? I can't slip away now. My mom's due home any minute.
I'll go check him out. Just hang tight.
Thanks, Scoop. Have a good surf, and call me right away.
You got it. Scoops away. More field trip after this.
Watch out!
I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Take cover! When it comes to the chocolatey taste of Cocoa Puffs, watch out.
It's chocolatey.
Thanks, Sonny.
Uh-oh! Wait!
Oh, yeah.
It's a chocolatey part of a good breakfast because it's surging with real Hershey's Cocoa. We're gonna go cuckoo!
We're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Chocolatey tasting Cocoa Puffs.
Watch out!
It's chocolatey. Shiver me timbers. They really are out to sea. And they try to keep this all to themselves? The scurvy dogs. Okay, they said it was the Hawaiian chieftain. I'll just launch my search engines and la 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 la. Ah, yes, here it is. The Hawaiian chieftain. Built as a replica of the ships that the Spanish explorers used for expeditions along the California coast in the late 18th century, the Hawaiian chieftain was built in Hawaii and launched in 1988. She is a topsail ketch, which means that she has two masks, one fore and one aft. This steel beauty has sailed the Pacific waters from Hawaii to California and is a floating educational center that in just 5 years has given 17,000 young people a hands-on taste of life at sea. Come on, let's check in on Pug and Zero.
I can't make head or tail out of this mumbo-jumbo.
Well, maybe we should just go with the rest of the crew to find the treasure.
Are you kidding? I don't want to stay on this tub another minute. I think some of these guys have it in for me.
Hey, that reminds me. How did you ever get out of that sword fight?
It wasn't easy. Come on, help me figure out these maps.
You mean charts? The maps that ships at sea used are called charts.
Yeah, Pug.
And navigators of old were called star pilots because they actually used the stars to determine their exact position on Earth.
But what if they had to sail during the day?
Don't be so simple. Everyone knows that they just, well, they use All right, wise guy, what did they use?
Actually, they used the sun because, after all, the sun is a star. Captain, put us ashore, and we'll fill your holds with the treasures of an empire. You sure we can trust these, men?
If you can't, may we sleep with the fishes.
Zero, what are you doing?
Trying to fit in, remember?
Forget about that. We're running out of time. We have to think of some way to get that map.
I think I have a plan.
Well, what is it?
Oh, excuse me, Captain. May I have one of those maps?
Certainly. We have lots of them.
Thanks. See, Pug, some of my ideas are good.
Yeah, real swift.
Pirate Bob will assist you in your search. May you always have fair winds and following seas.
What did he say?
I think he said good luck.
Oh.
Looks like you're winning starboard side. Bueno. Starboard side oars. All hands. Cold water.
So let me get this straight. These guys would risk their lives trying to get this treasure, then they just bury it in the sand?
Aye. You catch on quick.
Well, why didn't they just put it in a bank? Because there were no automatic teller machines back then.
Scoop! What are you doing here? Trying to horn in on our treasure?
Or is it that you just couldn't resist the siren's call of the sea? Yeah, something like that. I just came to make sure you two were all right.
All right. We're better than all right. We're gonna be rich, rich, rich. So how much farther?
Let's see. Well, that be Teach's marring right there. Marking the spot. Right over.
There! Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, now really, what did you expect?
Oh boy, Puck, we're gonna be rich, rich, rich beyond our wildest dreams!
Aye, matey.
Well, what are we waiting for?
What do you get with your free KCAL buying card? Try savings. Discount. Call 818-899-1121 for your own free KCAL card, then use it. Show your KCAL card and receive a Big Dog cap or boxer shorts for $5 with your purchase of Big Dog shorts. Go to Closet World and get a free gift with your order of any new closet, only with your KCAL card. The KCAL card, it's pure power. 818-899-1121. Get it now.
Dig, Zero, dig!
Oh boy, Puck, I hope it's shiny and sparkly.
You know, whatever it is, I hope it's not too heavy. I got a bad back.
Ooh, I'll buy you a new one.
Well, in that case...
I just want to buy Charlie a nice present. She deserves it. Oh, and maybe a sports car for myself.
This is it, Zero, this is it!
It's a real treasure chest, Pug.
Arg, mateys.
He's got a gun.
I think we're being mugged.
Don't shoot. Oh, come on, guys.
Have you never seen a pirate movie before? This is how it's done. Stand back, mateys.
Oh, time out. I'll get it.
Oh, no.
Charlie, guess what? We found some buried treasure.
Wow, what is it?
We don't know. We keep getting interrupted.
Don't let me stop you. Hurry, open her up.
Gold!
Gold? Why, we use that stuff as paperweights back home.
Yeah, I've got it in the bottom of my fish tank.
I thought it was gonna be a treasure of some kind.
Great scallywags! This ain't gold. It's chocolate.
Chocolate? It is a treasure.
Dream of dreams. Last one in is a rotten egg.
I'm right behind you.
They're just a couple of your basic Jolly Rogers. Yo ho ho.
See you next time.
Chocolate!
I love chocolate, Hero.
Shiver me timbers! Shiver me timbers, Pug! How do I learn more about pirates?
Alright, matey. You do what all the other landlubbers do and sail on over to our website at www.puggenzero.com.
And Grandma, what big teeth you have.
Well, my dear, all the better to eat. What? Huh?
I think somebody's hungry.
Honey Nut Cheerios. I hate it when this happens.
Because real golden honey makes every oh so irresistible, nobody can say no.
Sorry, Red. Nothing personal.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Now I feel just awful about that grandma thing.
Trust. Leadership. Commitment. Initiative. Self-esteem. Problem-solving skills. At Hoosier Boys Town, we have created an outstanding program that develops these and many other characteristics that are crucial for individual growth and development. This program is called the Hoosier Boys Town Challenge Course. It's the latest in our continuum of services available to the community. This course consists of 17 separate elements, each building on the last. Groups have the choice of participating in half, full, or several-day programs. How much an individual gains from the program is limited only by his or her commitment to the group and to him or herself. Individuals, groups, communities, and ultimately society will benefit from building a participant's desire to work for the common good. A new confidence is created that provides the security to try new things and follow them through to the end. Also, a sense of community is developed that allows individuals to move towards a common goal. The course is sequenced to help participants develop and grow at a pace which is comfortable yet challenging. During a brief orientation, goals are set and expectations created. On the course, the challenges or elements are designed to build trust and encourage cooperation as well as develop problem-solving skills. The key to success on the course is that participants must work together to overcome the challenges. After each element, the experience is verbally processed by the group. This is where the real learning and discovery begins. Here, the instructor helps the group recognize and explore the various emotions, strengths, and limitations that have been uncovered. Relating these experiences to the real world provides the maximum benefit. The impact is felt as participants make the connection between real-life events and ways to deal with them. The Hoosier Boys Town Challenge course is a state-of-the-art multi-acre facility which is inspected regularly for standards and safety. Our qualified staff is trained to handle groups of all ages and ability levels. If your group is just learning the skills needed to work together, or if you're looking for a greater challenge, the Hoosier Boys Town Challenge course is designed for you. To schedule your experience, call today or refer to the enclosed materials accompanying this tape. The abilities acquired in one day will last a lifetime. Trust. Leadership. Commitment. Initiative. Self-esteem. Problem solving. Vital skills for a healthy life.
This lush green forest could easily be mistaken for the dense tropical rainforests of Central or South America. It is, in fact, the woods of Indiana, where 20 teachers from across the state are using this forest as a study tool in preparing themselves for the educational opportunity of a lifetime. These educators have been selected to travel to the tropical rainforests of Costa Rica in Central America to become students themselves, learning from the biodiversity and culture that Costa Rica has to offer. They hope to make the rainforest their classroom under the canopy. A Tropical Rainforest Experience is a grant-funded program sponsored by the Indiana University School of Education and the Indianapolis Zoo. Its purpose is to allow teachers to experience hands-on learning of tropical rainforest science, enabling them to use that experience to develop curriculum for their classrooms. After being selected through a competitive application process, the teacher's journey begins with a series of preliminary meetings guided by Deb Buehler of the Indianapolis Zoological Society and Doctors Linda Furness and Michael Cohen of Indiana University's Department of Education at Indianapolis.
We have to appreciate the kind of efforts that teachers put in to their own instruction. Now, I think that they will get more out of it than just information on tropical rainforests. And they will begin to question a wide variety of issues about curriculum and of general science concepts. But these are people who are committed, and I think there are more people, more committed teachers like the ones you'll see on this trip than people realize. I think in many cases we get more than we pay for from the teachers that are out there.
The purpose of these meetings is to introduce the teachers to the program and to each other. This time together gives them the opportunity to connect as a group, as educators, and as individuals. In addition to sharing various outdoor activities, the teachers spend time discussing their feelings about traveling to the rainforest and anticipating what they will find there.
We're getting pretty excited about going to Costa Rica. I think we both want to go because we understand the ecological dilemma that we are facing in our country, and we're looking toward how the Costa Ricans are solving some of their mighty problems.
Kids are really interested in this. They really, they know about their world. You know, they haven't grown up and gotten away from it. I could cry about this, but they get out in it, and they want to, and I want it to still be there for them when they get there. And they have a lot more sense of responsibility about taking care of where we live than I do, even as an adult. And I thought it was real important for me to find out as much as I could so that I could share it with the kids.
The main reason that I want to go is for my students. It's one thing to talk about something in class, it's another thing to experience it. And I don't think until I experience it will I be able to help them understand more what it's like and some of the problems that our planet's faced with, what the rainforest is like, and hopefully by going down there I'll be able to bring some of that back to them.
You have to find things to spark them, to ignite them, to entertain them.
Afraid you're right.
And you do. And And I think sometimes we forget, as teachers, we need to do the same thing too. You get in a rut, you do the same thing over and over, you try to make it different for the kids, but they need to be hands-on learners, and so do we. So this is like a big adventure for us to get that spark, to get the excitement, to get refreshed. Because if we're not excited about what we take back to the kids or what we try to present to them, it's totally lost.
This program is very interesting because we all go through a transformation when we take this trip. Our ideas and thoughts and feelings about the rainforest before we go to Costa Rica are very different from what we experience there and what we grapple with while we're there and what we come back and recall.
Phew, I just look at all of you and think, man, this is a really tough choice. I think this is a really exciting opportunity for all of us, and I'm really looking forward to our trip together. I'm going to toss this to Kim. Kim, I haven't gotten to know very well, except that we're cohorts in growing our hair out. We both take shorter this time, don't we? So I'd like to get to know Kim better.
There's bets on how long we last. And then I thought I just really admire two people who are here today. So you got to catch us in the same direction. Hey. There you go.
Okay. Oh, this is hard. It's interesting because all of you are doing so many exciting things already, and I can see what you're going to be doing in the future with this. That makes it really neat. And I talked to Joan a little bit about some of the things that she's done, so I'm going to pass this back over to Joan.
Well, I'll stop here, stop the ball. But this is a nice way for us to close, and you'll see that we've created this wonderful web amongst us, and I think that we'll continue to do that in the next few weeks together, and hopefully come back with some real exciting experiences and some bonds of friendship. So thank you all for the last 5 Saturdays together and a lot of hard work, and let's fire up and we'll pack those bags and see you next week.
The 2,000-mile journey from Indiana to Costa Rica begins with a morning check-in at the Indianapolis International Airport. With 12 hours and a layover in Dallas behind them, the group arrives in San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. Despite the excitement of their new surroundings, the weary travelers endure a lengthy check-in, and final room assignments are a welcome relief. The teachers awake to a new day, a different culture, and a beautiful country. They gather early, eagerly awaiting their first of many trips through the cities, villages, and countryside of this small Central American nation. Their first taste of life in Costa Rica is a traditional breakfast of native fruits and homemade tortillas. Is joined by Carlos Calvo of the University of Costa Rica, who provides insight into their educational system. They are headed west across the mountains over narrow winding roads. Awaiting them is the Carrara Biological Reserve, where they hope to spot the magnificent scarlet macaw. They've been joined by Rodolfo Zamora and Jose Samoya, 2 naturalists who have been selected to accompany and teach this unique group of tourists.
Translated, the name Costa Rica means rich coast. Not because, at least that's what we think now, not because of minerals. We don't have petroleum, we don't have gold. We think that we are rich in nature. That's what we have to, the special things that we have to offer. Nature and also the people. We are very rich in flora and fauna. We have for example, for bird watchers, this is one of the best places to come. Very peaceful, very safe to walk all around. There's 855 species of birds in Costa Rica. 200 of them are migratory. Probably one of the easiest times of the year for finding macaws, and the reason why we are taking this to behave respectfully. We're not in the zoo.
My name is Rodolfo, Rudy. I'm a Costa Rican. I was born and raised here. This is my country, and I just want to share with you all my love to my country, but especially our little knowledge to nature, and trying to introduce to you teachers an unknown world that is beginning to be known by the average human being in the world. And what a better opportunity than having teachers that are the ones that will pass this information to the coming generations.
While leafcutter ants carry on their daily routine completely unaffected by the weather, the teachers begin to experience the significance of the term rainforest.
It's a tropical rainforest, right?
Now heading in the opposite direction, east toward the Caribbean Sea. The next stop is Tortuguero National Park. Bus rides become a time for discussion as the teachers soak up their new surroundings. The naturalist guides are a constant source of information, shedding light on the simple lifestyle of rural Costa Ricans. The visiting Americans are easily impressed by the Ticos, which is how they affectionately refer to each other. They are a very friendly and peaceful people, helpful and kind. They seem at ease with their simple lifestyle, and these foreign visitors are an extraordinary sight. The Tortuguero Wilderness Area is accessible only by the network of channels that cover this ancient plain. An infinite number of waterways and lagoons are fed by rivers that flow from the central mountain range. Torrential rains fall in the area, some 240 inches a year. Located 50 miles north of the Port of Limon, it is an area of the country with the greatest biological diversity. After a very wet 2-hour boat ride, they arrive at Mwamba Lodge. They will call this place home for 3 days. The accommodations are far from luxurious, but the opportunity to study the abundant wildlife and to learn more about the Tico way of life in this remote village distracts from the simple cots and cold showers at the lodge. Tortuguero is the most important nesting site in the western half of the Caribbean for green sea turtles.
There are 8 species of sea turtles in the whole world, only 8. And 6 of them come here to Costa Rica.
The struggle for survival of both man and turtle is currently being explored. The citizens are working with environmentalists to find new ways of supporting their families without exploiting the natural resources around them, specifically the nesting sea turtles.
I was one of the fortunate people last night to be able to see a female green turtle come up and lay her eggs. I also felt privileged to see a timeless event and be a part of that just as an observer. I know I'll be able to tell my students a whole lot more about reptile reproduction, especially turtle reproduction, since I got to see it. But it's a process that could come to an end when development takes over their nesting grounds. And I think thanks to people like the Caribbean Conservation Corporation and local naturalists, I hope that enough beach area is going to be preserved for these animals to continue doing this. As long as when development moves in, the turtles move out. That would be incredibly sad.
They use this to produce the chocolate.
The wildlife in this area is abundant and diverse. One group spots a howler monkey, one of 3 species in this area, 7 species of land turtles, and 309 species of birds have been identified. This outdoor classroom of flora and fauna speaks louder to these educators than any science textbook ever could. Another facet of this trip is the introduction of the teachers to the Costa Rican classroom. The school is in stark contrast with the sophisticated schoolrooms in the United States. The surrounding environment greatly influences the education of these children. Because they are so limited in their resources, they are obviously fascinated by the strange objects presented to them by the North American visitors.
What'd you think?
Not much facilities here. No, you can't. We can't complain where we're at. No. And you have to have a 97% literacy in this country. Ours is not nearly that good. So seems to me they're doing a good job with limited facilities.
We're so lucky. Our kids are so lucky. I won't say that the education is any less. It's just very different. I mean, I'm sure those kids could work their way up and down this canal very safely, and they know what they're doing, and you know, could name any plant, and yeah, you think of the pharmaceuticals and the necessities of life, where if I were left out here, I wouldn't survive too long. So I think they're what we call canal smarts. That's what they have. That's what these kids have. I mean, they're survivors, just like the early settlers in the United States were.
Let's see my kids.
Yeah. Did you think that people would come to
I brought those for me.
Mine's my little notebook.
I have a whole set. I carry in my little pouch all the time with me so I can look at them.
Right. I can remember who I'm writing to.
Happy birthday, dear Jimmy. And happy birthday to you.
Not many people get to spend their 46th birthdays in Costa Rica and looking at the turtles and all the wonderful things that I've gotten to do today. And I really do appreciate and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you.
No, it has been a lot of fun, and it's always nice to be with family when you have birthdays. I feel like you're family here at Costa Rica. Thank you for making me feel so comfortable.
Happy birthday!
After spending much time exploring what seems to be such a timeless and primitive place, the harsh realities of human intervention are hard to face. But even here, it is unavoidable. These hardwood trees are being harvested from the rainforest, despite the fact that one must clear as much as an acre of rainforest in order to obtain just one hardwood tree suitable for use as lumber. The short-term benefits of these types of industries are questionable, but again, this is the livelihood of many rural families.
I asked them what do they think about tourists. Do they like to see tourists from all over? That makes them very happy because it's only once in a while they have the opportunity to see a lot of people in this small village.
The only thing that so far really I didn't enjoy was when we went to the banana plantation. The pesticides, the stripping of the rainforest, the way the people worked. I got a great shot of a sign there. It's in Spanish, but we could translate it. And it said it's only been, there was 105 injuries there this year. It's only been 5 days since they had an accident. And the worst part of all of that, all the, the pesticides, the stripping, everything, with the sign when you enter, Chiquita, Del Monte, American companies. I mean, we're doing this. You know, it's kind of hard to live with. You know, what do you do though? You know, I immediately walked out and said, I'll never have a banana again. But then, you know, as we talked to our guide, that's major income for this country. You know, what are those people going to do if they don't work there? There's no easy answers. I don't know. But I know after this trip, I'll never be the same again. My attitudes will be a lot different. And I'll think a little harder about what it really means to be an American.
In an effort to save their natural resources, the formation of Costa Rica's national park system has protected over 13% of the land. In one of the most rugged regions of the country lies Braulio Carrillo National Park, with its waterfalls and towering mountains cloaked in heavy fog. The teachers trudge along one of the park's many trails. Where dense, complex evergreen forests composed of over 6,000 plant species exist. Next on the itinerary is the Monteverde Cloud Forest Biological Preserve. It is a private property under the management of a non-profit organization for scientific research and education. And in the spirit of research and education, the teachers managed to conduct a science lesson alongside a bubbling hot spring.
This is a little warmer than the Moanda Lodge. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Heading over the Sierra Minera Mountains, the cloud forest lies ahead. The temperature becomes increasingly cooler as the buses wind their way up steep, unpaved roads. The cool temperatures are a welcome relief after the hot, sticky weather of Tortuguero. And the teachers are amazed at the wide variety of climates in a country which is only the size of the state of West Virginia. The accommodations at the Belmar Hotel are also a welcome sight after the primitive conditions in Tortuguero.
We had a butterfly on our pillow. Oh, it's over there.
took my sweater because you give me a lesson.
I see children. I know, that's what they're going to take. They would like to go up and see if we could hunt out some quetzals, maybe stop at the hummingbird feeder, but you're getting to see the hummingbird feeder tomorrow also. There's a little hummingbird feeder out here if you'd like to watch it, or if you just want to rest. So those are some options for this afternoon.
Rest? Who needs rest? The teachers break up into groups and set out in different directions.
What surprises me is that I expect lots of insects. It was a beautiful.
Here, you see more crawlers because they don't have to go over vast distances to get from food to food. They just crawl from food supplies. Everything is right here at their mouth tip. So you see more crawlers than you do flyers. Which I guess makes some sense.
I was telling somebody yesterday, Michael, that
Except for mosquitoes.
We should go back.
Is this a trail?
Well, yeah, this is a trail, and there's an and I love the dark, but I don't want to get stuck here in the dark.
Sugar cane?
Oh, well, I would have found this place, but I wouldn't have found toward the gallery.
Yeah, sugar cane.
Look at this purple thing.
Private drive. This is a private drive, but the trail, I would have found that.
If I pass out, get me some fruit juice.
Okay.
Or crackers.
Okay.
And elevate my feet.
Mm-hmm.
And let me sleep for about 24 hours.
Okay.
And I'll be fine.
Evenings are a time to gather and discuss the day's events, share curriculum ideas, or just talk. As the trip progresses, casual conversations turn to discussion.
We are so different from the rest of the population of Latin America. Perhaps the idiosyncrasy, perhaps the origin of the people came to give the population of the country.
We were talking, Deb and I, about, I mean, there's a kind of a double-edged sword in this thing. We want people to preserve the forest, but it's a lot like America when the pioneers came there and the settlers, that they had to forge ahead to make it a better, like this was their land of opportunity. And we're coming from already opportunity, and we're saying, well, wait, you don't want to get there. Well, they've not experienced it, so how can we say, no, don't do it?
And they see what we have, and I think
they think that's right.
That's right.
Wow,
you don't want to deprive them.
Right.
You don't want them to feel deprived at all.
The most important thing to understand why there is so much diversity in this area, this very small area.
One thing that I've realized from this is I'm going to go back with a lot more questions. You know, sometimes you think the more you know about something, the more answers you're going to have, but this is, and I think it's really neat because these are questions I'm going to take back to my students.
We say we're going to do it in our classroom, but you know, this is our big classroom, and we're seeing all the things that we can do with it.
We all made comments about how it smelled like pesticides, or whatever chemical they were using. And we have the same situation at home, living among the cornfields, all those cornfields, and they spray those cornfields. They put, and it goes right in our water. Same situation.
You know, it's interesting how we come down to the rainforest, and you know, our focus is on the plants and animals. But yet we sit here and we talk about education, politics, values, all kinds of things that have nothing to do with plants and animals, you know, ultimately. I mean, they do, but, you know, it's all these other things that come out of it. You know, these are our values. What do we value? So the bottom line is we're the ones that are the endangered species.
Yeah.
We're concerned about the earth and these animals and these plants, and you know, let's save the earth. Let's save ourselves.
The teachers get paid here as compared to other workers. Very low here.
Monteverde is a bird lover's paradise. The day begins with an early morning bird watch. Over 400 species of birds live in this peaceful forest. The expert eyes of the naturalists provide everyone the opportunity to view the amazing variety of bird life. Later in the day, small groups embark on day hikes, one heading through what is considered to be Costa Rica's most beautiful forest.
It's like somebody strung string all over the
Yeah,
tree,
it does, and I guess I can't grasp how long it would take.
The other group heads upward along the eastern face of the mountains, where the Continental Divide is found. The cloud forest gains its moisture from clouds rising up from the Caribbean. Fierce winds blow in this area, and the rainfall is constant and heavy.
Nothing like hanging around the clouds. It'll blow you away.
This place is beautiful. Today, I'm going to go out into the forest with our guide again. And the reason I'm here on this trip is to see the wildlife. So I'm not going to miss any opportunities. It keeps getting better and better. I thought, when is this going to just kind of even out, where all the days are the same? You know, they're all great, but, you know, same thing. It hasn't happened. Every day something different. Another thing that's going to be hard to do is leave here and think that I'll never come back. I don't think that's going to be true. I'll have to come back here someday. I'm not sure how yet, but I will.
Leave it to Hoosiers to find a basketball court in the middle of a rainforest. Funds were raised for the Children's Eternal Forest by students in Anderson, Indiana.
And we had bake sales and donations for about a week and a half before Christmas. In fact, it was our Christmas present to you. And I got the check ready to hand out, and then it looked like I might be able to come down here with the Indianapolis Zoo, so I thought I'd hold on to it and present it in person to you. So, and then
this wasn't from my class, my son's class. He's in the third grade. They wanted to do a project as a class that would benefit someone or something. I don't know who in their class came up with it. I think it was their teacher. I read about it in one of her journals. And so they decided to have a bake sale too. Bake sales are popular. They did theirs in the spring sometime, and it was at the same time that I found out that I might be able to come down here, and they were talking about it in class one day, and Tyler said, "Oh, my mom's going there, you know, she can take it." So he was really excited about me bringing it down here.
Children and adults can become more interested in projects somewhere else in the world, but what we've discovered is that children raising money in wherever they live become interested in the environment in their own areas. And whether we ever receive any money or not, if we can make that connection between a human being and the natural resources, the rest of the natural world around him, then we've done what we need to do, because it is one world, it's one planet.
En agradecimiento a ustedes, les presento el certificado que la asociación da a los contribuyentes al bosque eterno de los niños.
In gratitude, the Monteverdi Conservation League would like to present these certificates to you, acknowledging the gifts that your schools have made. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And our children would like to say, keep up the good work. If they were here, they would say that.
We just got some wonderful letters from Carson City, Nevada. It's a very dry area. And I read each of the 20 letters when they came in. They were second graders. And the next to the last letter was marvelous. It said, "Dear friends of the rainforest, I hope it stopped raining now."
Hi kids, I'm in Monteverde, and right behind me is the Children's Rainforest. And people like you from all over the world have worked hard, just like you did, to make this place possible. It won't be deforested. It'll be here forever. You can come here with your children and visit when you get older. And I want to leave just one thought with you as we look out at this beautiful, beautiful forest, and that is that you are important,
and you can make a difference because you did. You're only 9 or 10 years old, and 20 or 30 of you helped to save a part of this. And that's great. Always keep that with you and always have that kind of an attitude so beautiful places like this around the world aren't wiped from the face of the earth. Thanks a bunch. You're great kids.
Porque le tenían miedo cielito lindo a los difuntos. Si tu boquita fuera cielito lindo con arroz y azúcar, me pasaría la noche cielito y con chupar que chupamos. Ay, 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 canta y no llores.
Leaving the lush, moist forest of Monteverde behind, the path points northeast to the great dry forest of Santa Rosa National Park.
Here we are in Los Inocentes, which is in the Guanacaste province in northwestern Costa Rica. It's one of the most isolated places in Costa Rica. It's what we call the lost world of Central America. Behind us there's a volcano that is one of the most important national parks of this part of the world. We are trying to protect as much as we can of the environment. Costa Rica is known for its conservation efforts. We're trying to minimize that negative environmental impact by having some restrictions in some protected areas, and also trying to encourage the right people to visit these areas. I mean, the average traveler in the world is looking for a lot of entertainment, looking for maybe a nice resort to spend some time. And the people that really enjoy a visit to Costa Rica, since this is not a country with beautiful white sand beaches and golf courses, and it's precisely people that are into nature. But I think it's one of the most important things in the world. We all know that the solution to many of our problems on this planet will be through education.
Taking a break from their routine of education and exploration, the teachers venture into the nightlife in the nearby village of La Cruz. The Guanacaste province lies in an area of Costa Rica where the climate contrasts sharply with the tropical rainforests of Tortuguero and Monteverde. This tropical dry forest in Santa Rosa National Park is much like the deciduous forests of Indiana, dry and leafless for 6 months of the year. The wildlife and insects are quite different, of course, but the teachers find this forest the most familiar. Once again, the opportunity arises to visit the rural Costa Rican classroom. This schoolroom in the Guanacaste province consists of 3 grade levels. Several of the teachers have brought gifts for use in the classroom, sharing with this teacher a few educational resources that these children simply do not have available to them. Everyone is thoroughly taken with the beautiful faces and the inquisitive minds of the Costa Rican children. The learning environment here is a far cry from the modern facilities the North American teachers enjoy back home.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 like we've got a dream.
I was interested in getting the address here because I think it would be really neat to correspond with the students here.
How do you feel about complaining about the facilities?
Oh, well, even the
Lovely.
lunchroom. I mean, you know, we complain or we have concerns about some of the facilities we have.
And the space that we have,
Yeah.
which is much more.
I mean, they had one bulletin board. I mean, or one chalkboard. You know, and sometimes, and they had no cabinets. I mean, that was just.
Did you notice
And they were
that
sharing
all the bulletin boards or all the wall decorations, that every subject was represented, even though it was a small room?
Like the vowels, I mean, that really.
There was
Well,
science and health.
You
and
know, we
everything
talk
was up there.
about open room concept. You know, I mean, they had the rain to contend with, the 3 different grade levels. You know, and the children.
Multi-age, not by choice.
Yeah, really. And the children were learning. You know that.
I could not imagine talking over the thunder of the rain on the roof, and how much learning must get done on a day when that's constant. So that's a problem I had never even thought of before.
I don't think the rain was even a factor to their ability to pay attention in the room. They're very focused.
Thank you very much. You've been wonderful. I've really enjoyed this. You know, we don't get to do this. Oh, did you hear that? She said thank you.
Yes,
And they
she
said
said
thank you.
Yes. Okay, Diplomat John, let's go. Come on, get out of there.
I wish I knew
Bye-bye. Ooh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
How many brothers you got?
Bye-bye.
As the end of this educational adventure draws near, buses head back to the Pacific Coast.
Eso. Ready?
I'm ready. They do know how to stay, right?
Tamarindo Beach is the site selected for some rest and relaxation before embarking on the long journey home. The teachers are free to enjoy these last 2 days on the road in whatever way they choose. As has been the case throughout their 14-day excursion, the student within each of them reaches out for knowledge and understanding. What is supposed to be a time of leisure turns into a day of discovery. As their trip draws to a close, there are mixed feelings. Finding it hard to comprehend all that has presented itself in the last 2 weeks. Desperately missing the families they left behind. And looking forward to the chance to share all that they have attained in knowledge, in experience, and in personal growth.
One more step. One more. You guys are going to have other people's heads in your picture, okay?
Staying over at the open.
It's similar to a banana. When I came back, first of all, I went back to the class I had last year, and because they were the ones that sent me, and they helped raise money for my trip, and they were very anxious to hear about what I'd learned. So as soon as I had all my slides gathered, I went right to them. They came down, and I gave them a slideshow on my trip to Costa Rica, and they were so excited. We'd studied the rainforest last year, and I think a lot of the things that we did last year I've done differently this year, especially in making the room feel like a rainforest. And I think that's really important in second grade when we're studying it, to make it feel like a rainforest, because it's a place they've never been. It's really hard for them to imagine what it's like. And hopefully it's a place some of them will be able to visit in the future. So a lot of what we put up in the room wasn't just what I brought back from the rainforest, but what the kids had learned from my slides by observing and by listening to me talk.
We've talked quite a bit about the Costa Rican classrooms. They've seen my pictures on the classrooms. And, some of the things are very similar. They would have, the things like you see in this classroom, maps and incentive boards and things like that. But yet when they would see the slides and the pictures of how these students were acting, they'd say, well, they act just like us. They act like all of us kids. They realize now that children are the same no matter where they are. No matter how poor they are, how rich they are, what they speak, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. So it makes my students feel much more connected to other students who live miles, thousands of miles away.
It's been exciting and interesting to see the children watch and learn from my experiences in the tropical rainforest. We've watched a video that I put together
they are quite, it seems to be that their knowledge and experience have broadened. It's not that they're in Carmel, Indiana. Now they feel like they've been to Costa Rica. They know what I'm talking about. It's come alive to them. They've been able to experience. And then those students have parents that are now hearing about stuff. So that students are educating the public and going out and becoming, I guess, spokespeople for the rainforest. And so it's been a wonderful kind of a chain reaction to how their schoolwork is becoming very real life. They're becoming teachers.
One of the things that I remember early in the year when we were interviewed at first concerning this trip to Costa Rica was what we hoped to get out of it. And for me, it was more the people and the places, more so even than the rainforest. And the rainforest is wonderful. The animals and plants have been great. But I was really interested in what we would see in the people there. And in returning back to Indiana and coming to back to the middle school in August, the thought was how to put something together to get the children excited about the people and places as much as I was. And so after talking to our team of teachers, we came up with the idea of putting together what we call our GeoTours package. Our students study geography as 7th graders, and we thought that the English skills could be covered, the geography skills would be covered. Of course, science-wise, we've talked a lot about the plants and animals of the rainforest. We really feel like the students haven't just been introduced to Costa Rica. They've been saturated with Costa Rica, thanks to me, but they've also been introduced to 47 other countries around the world, and that's the part that I think is fascinating.
Everybody listen to the sounds of the rainforest. I thought it was going to be a small rainforest production that we would spend a couple weeks on, and it just blossomed. If our society wants us to be exciting teachers, and they want us to be creative and do neat things with the kids that will make an impact on them, then we need to be motivated to do that too. I don't think there are many people that are motivated to go out and do extravagant things like this in their job day in and day out with some kind of a motivating force. It's worth it. It's worth it to send teachers and educate them in an exciting environment like Costa Rica or whatever happens to be their dream. I think it's money well spent. I think it's time well spent. And I'm ready to do it again.
The common name of a peculiar little lizard that can actually...
What is the Jesus Christ lizard?
What is the Jesus Christ lizard? That's right.
I do think that my being in the rainforest has made it more of a personal experience for them. They've learned the names of the plants and the animals there. They can tell you about the children's eternal rainforest.
What are army ants? Yes. Sea turtle comes up.
Was the green sea turtle?
Right.
I feel that I know the rainforests of the Americas somewhat, so I focused on those rainforests, thinking also that my own students might go there someday. It's very possible. I think my students maybe realized that they could go and see and do for themselves, since they were talking with someone who had. Next summer, I'm taking 10 students from Anderson, and I'm meeting up with a teacher friend of mine from Connorsville who is taking 9 of her students and her husband, and a couple from Fort Collins, Colorado who are taking 6 students. And we're going to spend 2 weeks in Belize. This is going to be a tropical biology course, and I really hope to expand this and to offer something different every summer. I'm going to expand my understanding of the ecosystem and take 10 students, and I think it will be wonderful to be in a foreign country, in a third world country, with a group of young people who have decided they want to make a difference. This is the way that things change. It's empowering to young people for them to see firsthand what they can do.
If I see any, I'll show you. I saw some coming in. There's not too much right here.
The trees and people, I think, are exactly the same. And if we cut down too many trees, there won't be any more left.
Because when we get oxygen from the trees, if you don't get any, like, you'll die, and then there would, like, be no people on the earth. We went to Eagle Creek and we went out and planted all different kinds of trees to help our environment.
You know, people think that our Earth is covered by 75% water, but only 1 or 2% of it is fresh water, which is drinkable.
I think that we should recycle and reuse and things like that so we don't kill the trees and destroy the animal homes.
There's so many things out in this world, that haven't been discovered yet, even though there's so many things that have been. And like with the rainforest, maybe we could, find some cures for some diseases.
More teachers should be informing their kids about what's going on with the environment so that everybody will be more cautious and that maybe one day everybody will understand what's going on here.
I think one of the things that has to do with Costa Rica and involvement with us is that the environment is everybody's issue, or is everyone's problem and everything. If we know more about the rainforest and what's happening and how beautiful it is, we know that it's better to protect and preserve it.
We're leaf-covered ants, we're tiny but strong, we're busy in the jungle working all day long. Now leaf-cutter ants don't live where it's cold, we live in the tropics and we eat more. We never stop to rest, not even in the rain, we follow our path over and over again.
I am a leopard, a large cat of the understory and forest floor of the rainforest.
I am the three-toed sloth. I live in the canopy layer of the rainforest. I want the world to remember that I was the slowest mammal on Earth and...
I am a toucan. I feel that most people just think of me as a bird on TV cereal commercials, but I'm not. I'm the howler monkey. I am 3 feet tall and weigh about 20 pounds. I also have a loud roar that can be heard 2 miles away.
We are tied together in a single garment of destiny, caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, and whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. For some strange reason, I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. And you can never be what you ought to be until I am what I ought to be. This is the way God's universe is made. This is the way it's structured. Who am I to be? Who are you to be? And what do we have to do with each other? There are so many of us, each with different backgrounds. These are some of the questions that echo in the halls, classrooms, and dormitories at Valparaiso University. For the past several years, Valparaiso has used the National Martin Luther King Jr. holiday as an opportunity for campus discussion and celebration. Slowly, we have learned to acknowledge our differences and talk about our common experiences.
I think the whole identity of the university as being a Lutheran university is something we're having to come to grips with, especially in the face of the new broadening and including all different ethnic groups and people from different backgrounds, not just the traditional Lutheran students that Valpo is famous for. The thing I think the university is trying to keep in mind, though, is not just getting people who are Lutheran or who are Christian, but getting people who share the common ideals that Lutheranism and Christianity stand for, and that in the face of being a Lutheran college or a Lutheran university, that doesn't mean that we need to exclude people who are not Lutheran. It means we need to act in a way that is consistent with what our tradition holds, which includes trying to learn from people who are not like us in all ways and trying to strive for intellectual excellence.
This year, we felt that our campus community needed something more challenging for MLK Day. After listening to the stories of guest speakers, we decided it was time to listen and learn from our own stories. Performance art became our pathway to self-discovery.
I think the arts, for me, is what is going to be the catalyst for change in this society. Art, religion, particularly, not just religions, but spirituality, and businesses that have a certain consciousness beyond the profit motive. I think that's the salvation. I think when those start to percolate, then legislation comes behind it, and politicians come behind it and put it into a certain law or enactment. But I think that the images, the things that, the dialogues that are constantly in our head, the songs, is where you'll start to create transformation.
I want to be given the opportunity to see talents, to see how people express themselves. When you watch someone play an instrument, you know, you almost just fall in love with them because there's so much passion there. There's so much feeling that maybe this person never shows before. When someone dances, when someone performs in any way, when someone reads their poetry, when someone just speaks in front of a group, they're transformed. And it's so fascinating because you see that vulnerable part. You see that naked little sliver of them that you never see in real life. Oh no, never, because we're so, you know, careful to hide that.
We planned to create an hour-long performance work that would be the focal point of our Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration. We knew everyone would bring different ideas and talents to our creation, and we wondered if we could push ourselves in new directions, if we could break through long-standing barriers. These are our experiences. This is our story.
I think when we just think of the community now, like the Chicagoland area, you know, a community where just people don't care about each other, where I would prefer a community to be something more intimate, closely related, closely associated, more along the sense of perhaps an African village, you know, where everyone helps each other out.
I did not know everyone at the workshop. In fact, at the first workshop, I was one of the first ones to walk in, and I remember I kept on turning around and wondering when I was going to see someone that I knew walk in also. And when I found 2 or 3 people that I knew, it was like, let's stay next to each other and cluster because I don't know anyone else. I feel a little vulnerable. I feel a little uncomfortable.
I think people need to be a little more assertive. You know, I mean, some people, like, you know, if they were sitting there and they saw me sitting by myself, they wouldn't just come up to me and be like, you know, hi, how are you doing, and have a conversation. You know, so I think people need to be a little more assertive and stuff, and be, you know, and be open to that. Be open to that assertiveness, because some people don't leave themselves open to that. You know, they're loners, or they just like to be alone, or they like their comfort zone.
Racism isn't this big, this is your water fountain, this is my water fountain. It's, I'm not going to smile at you across the classroom because you have a different color skin than I do. And so learning about those freedoms really made me realize that's what we need to tackle. That's what we need to embrace, though. Those freedoms are what we need to embrace to be able to say, you are my friend, and that is where we have a common ground, that we're both human beings.
We planned the performance through a series of workshops, each designed to evoke different answers to our central question. What is the cost of freedom?
being vulnerable in this process is absolutely fundamental to the creation of the work. When we are vulnerable with each other, and when we give another person the responsibility, as we give ourselves the responsibility of opening up those barriers and sharing that vulnerability, we also give the other the opportunity to explore not only who we are, but who they are, and give them the opportunity to hold us in high regard, hold each other in high regard, and to hold our trust, to honor our fears, to celebrate our successes, to celebrate our strengths, and also to engage the other in partnership.
The students, faculty, and staff who attended the workshops laid the groundwork for 4 areas that would make up our performance: music, speech, movement, and writing.
We are the people that have chosen to show up at this workshop. We are the people who have decided to commit our afternoon to working together. And so we work together. We, through some of these idea brainstorming processes, we made connections just by being able to share thoughts. And it wasn't, here's a new theorem for you to write down in your notebooks. It was, here's something that happened to me in my personal life.
I really prefer situations where you don't have to fit into a certain mode. Whereas if you go to class, you can't really blurt out a joke or just, lay on the floor or whatever. Whereas at the workshop, we were able, you put your chairs in a circle. You can lay in the middle of the circle if you wanted to. They could just call you up at a moment, so you really don't have ideas to have any preconceived notions. You just, you're able to relax, just be yourself.
We met 3 times during the fall semester, and people who couldn't attend workshops shared their thoughts via email or by sending things to the organizers. We also collected information by placing big sheets of paper out for people to write on. All of the ideas people shared were woven into a script for our MLK Day performance. The rehearsal for the performance was an intensive 2-day period. Although we had a rough script, we still had a lot of work to do.
Start at the top, and you'll be in here. There's no setup.
Okay.
I'll have to give you these notes. You can't set it up because I have my bass tuned differently. Sorry.
On that string.
Although our performance was only part of the process of building a stronger campus community, it was a crucial part.
I've thought a lot about theater and the arts and how they affect the community this year. And I realized that, you know, you can be talked at for a long time, but you don't feel anything. You get angry. You say, why are you telling me this? You don't even understand our community. You're not here to see what the problems are. But if the students are up there and they perform something and people in the audience say, well, no, that's wrong. I'm not sure they can say that's wrong because it's the students and this community that created it. They are the ones that said, yes, this is how I feel. This is the price of freedom to me.
The artistic performance was both a mirror and a bridge for all of us. A mirror reflecting ourselves back to the greater group, and a bridge offering each of us a way into the whole.
How long?
How much?
Does it cost? How much?
How many?
Must we lose? How far?
A bomb is getting rid of all forms of group identity that lead us to deny our common humanity.
Amen. Do you have a bomb?
A bomb is to be forgiving to ourselves and forgiving to others.
I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive.
Right up to this like a mighty stream. Rise, people. Let us develop a kind of dangerous unselfishness. Let us stand with greater determination. Rise, people. Rise, rise, rise. There is a certain kind of fire that no water can put out. Rise, people. Rise.
To bring us back to education for a moment, that's the reason why we do theater in the university, because it gives people the chance who are on stage to feel that they are part of something being born new.
I think oftentimes when you listen to a lecture, they're so caught up on facts and maybe not emotions. And sometimes when you watch things like, you know, plays or things of that nature and different art, you can relate to it because it brings it down to a level of reality. You know, I mean, not all the time, but oftentimes it does. And so then maybe that's more like, okay, you know, I understand that, I get that, I can relate to that.
I think part of what made this event such a good thing on the campus was that it did not stand by itself. It was in the context of the entire day, and that day was in the context of a short tradition now of setting aside MLK Day as a special day of reflection and learning on the campus.
People will be like, oh, you know Ike, he's about this tall. He drives the Explorer. Yeah, today he was wearing, you know, he likes Nikes, plays on the football team. Why don't you say the African American male? Why is there that fear? Why is there that phobia? Or the other thing that people say is, oh, Ike, he's about this tall, drives the Explorer. You know that black guy?
I've taken sociology classes, and teachers have referred to Mexican Americans as Chicanos. What does that mean? Who would fall under that? What is a Chicano? I mean, who made that word up?
The understanding that King brought to the people who wanted to react and says, you know, you're not going to victimize me and I will hate you for it. He says, well, don't allow the victimization, but understand that we're all in different levels of growth and different levels of consciousness. And that if you can realize that when you look at the person who has been abusive, if you look at them, that they are in a certain level of development, and that they too at one day will wake up and come to a clear understanding of who you are in terms of their brothers or sisters. For me, it allowed more tolerance and patience. It wasn't just, okay, you could hit me and I won't hit you back because, you know, it's what I should do. I understood the concept behind it. It gave me, when a kid walks up to you and steps on your toe or does something, you're still angry, but you realize it's a kid who doesn't have the level of maturity yet to understand. So it made it easier for me to deal with some of the bigotry and hatred and violence that I experienced.
Something too, I think for our community has been this business of getting beyond traditional boundaries. And I think like a lot of groups, we had come to a sticking place where we had gone so far and weren't able to get any further, and continued to be very frustrated by the fact that we were trying but not getting any further, not getting any place, not speaking in words that we were understanding or hearing. And I think this leap of faith in using art as a way to get us to see things in new ways and think about things in different sorts of ways has been what has pushed us as a community into those new places that we couldn't get before.
Through this process, we discovered there are many threads that tie us together. We learned how to make meaningful connections, how to share our name and accept another's in return. We learned to see our community as a beautifully colored, interwoven group of people working to discover ourselves and each other. We learned what the price of freedom is for each of us and for all of us. We are tied together in a single garment of destiny.